Alex Williams stepped into his sleek, glass-walled office, the city's pulsating energy visible in every glimmer of light on the skyscrapers beyond. Yet, as he settled into his plush leather chair, his mind wandered far from the boardroom. It drifted back to a modest family kitchen, where the gentle hum of conversation mingled with the clatter of pans, and every ingredient told a story. Even now, amidst million-dollar decisions and high-stakes negotiations, that cherished memory stirred within him, a reminder of the simpler, more soulful moments of his youth. In those early days, cooking was more than just a pastime. It was an art form, a way to communicate love and creativity without words. Alex had spent countless evenings experimenting with spices and sauces, relishing the transformation of raw ingredients into a comforting meal. The familiar aroma of simmering tomatoes, fresh basil, and a dash of olive oil evoked memories of family gatherings and heartfelt conversations that once filled his world. Over time, however, the relentless pace of corporate life had pushed these moments into the background, leaving behind a void that only the act of cooking could fill. Half a city away, Elena Ramirez was experiencing a similar tug-of-war between her dreams and reality. In her quaint Italian bistro, nestled in a vibrant, bustling neighborhood, Elena poured every ounce of her passion into each dish. The bistro had earned critical acclaim for its authentic flavors and innovative twists on traditional recipes, yet the small dining room felt increasingly confining. Every evening, as she watched patrons savor her creations, Elena's heart swelled with both pride and a painful yearning for something more. A stage grand enough to let her culinary imagination soar. Late nights found her poring over inherited cookbooks and scribbled family recipes, each page whispering the legacy of generations. But as accolades came and went, a shadow of self-doubt began to creep in. Could her art ever transcend the humble walls of her bistro? Did her passion have the power to redefine the culinary landscape? These questions haunted her as persistently as the rhythmic chopping of fresh herbs. Unbeknownst to both, fate was already setting the stage for a convergence of worlds. In the intricate balance between boardrooms and kitchens, between corporate ambition and soulful artistry, the seeds of transformation were being sown. Their separate journeys, each echoing with memories and dreams, were destined to intertwine, promising that even the most disparate ingredients could come together to create a recipe for success unlike any other. The grand ballroom of the downtown hotel buzzed with the refined hum of corporate chatter and clinking crystal glasses. Alex Williams, dressed in a tailored suit that spoke of power and precision, sat at a long table reserved for influential guests. As he glanced around at the sea of business elites, his mind momentarily wandered away from fiscal forecasts and mergers. Tonight, something unexpected stirred. A faint, nostalgic call to a time when his heart danced to a different tune. At the center of the evening's agenda was a surprise guest presentation. The lights dimmed, and a spotlight illuminated Elena Ramirez, standing confidently before an audience of polished executives and culinary critics. In that moment, the bustling atmosphere fell away, replaced by an almost palpable silence, as Elena began to speak of her culinary journey. Her voice was soft yet resolute, every word laced with a blend of passion and vulnerability that resonated deeply with everyone present. Elena's narrative painted a picture of a small bistro brimming with dreams, where each dish was a testament to her commitment to preserving the soul of traditional recipes while daring to innovate. As she described the careful balance between flavors and the artistry behind each creation, Alex felt an old, familiar warmth kindle within him. The same warmth he experienced in his long-forgotten family kitchen. His eyes, usually so focused on quarterly reports and market trends, now fixated on the genuine emotion in Elena's performance. After the presentation, fate intervened. At a quiet corner of the reception area, Alex found himself approaching Elena. The initial exchange was tentative. Two souls from starkly different worlds united by a shared love for food. Alex complimented her on the evocative presentation, his voice carrying an uncharacteristic softness. Elena, though guarded by the constant barrage of critics and the burden of unfulfilled dreams, felt a spark of recognition in his words. In his gaze, she saw not just a powerful CEO, but someone who understood the art behind her passion. They exchanged brief stories, Alex revealing snippets of his secret culinary experiments, and Elena confessing her struggles to break free from the limitations of her small bistro. In those few moments, the hectic pace of corporate life and the relentless demands of the kitchen seemed to merge into a single, shared heartbeat. Both recognized in the other a kindred spirit yearning to recapture a lost dream, hinting at possibilities that extended far beyond boardrooms and dining rooms. In that charged atmosphere, where ambition and artistry collided, a subtle yet profound connection was formed. A promise that their intertwined paths could redefine not only their futures, but also the very essence of what it meant to pursue one's true passion. In the weeks following their fateful meeting, Alex found himself haunted by the lingering taste of Elena's culinary artistry. Boardrooms and balance sheets gradually faded into the background as his mind wandered to visions of sumptuous dishes and transformative dining experiences. Determined to recapture that magic, he reached out to Elena, inviting her to a private brainstorming session in a quiet upscale lounge, away from the usual corporate clamor. Their initial meeting was unassuming. A long, polished table served as the canvas for a vibrant exchange of ideas. Alex, with his analytical mind and keen sense for market trends, began outlining a radical concept, a restaurant that defied conventional luxury by marrying the meticulous precision of corporate strategy with the soulful essence of home-cooked cuisine. He spoke of data-driven insights, emerging trends, and a scalable model that could revolutionize the dining landscape. Elena listened intently, her eyes lighting up with the spark of possibility. She shared her own vision, detailing the intimate stories behind every dish she created, and the emotional connection food could forge between people. With her experience running a small yet critically acclaimed bistro, Elena painted a picture of a space where each plate was a narrative, a fusion of tradition and innovation that could evoke memories and inspire new dreams. Over several sessions, their meeting space transformed into an incubator of ideas. Whiteboards became filled with sketches of restaurant layouts, inventive menu concepts, and business models that balanced elegance with authenticity. Their discussions frequently broke for spontaneous tastings. Elena would whip up experimental dishes right there, letting the flavors guide their next steps. Alex would analyze the cost, potential market reception, and scalability of each idea, while Elena adjusted seasonings and ingredients, trusting her culinary intuition. As the hours slipped by in a flurry of creative energy, the initial formalities dissolved. Alex's corporate rigor found a refreshing counterpart in Elena's passionate artistry, and soon both discovered that their differences created a dynamic synergy. What began as a pragmatic business proposal blossomed into a shared dream, one where the sterile metrics of profit margins could coexist with the vibrant pulse of culinary creativity. By the end of those long, spirited sessions, it was clear that their collaboration was more than the sum of its parts. The first ingredients of their revolutionary venture were carefully measured and mixed, setting the stage for a restaurant that promised not just to serve food, but to deliver an experience, a transformative fusion of ambition and art that could redefine the world of fine dining. As the concept of their groundbreaking restaurant began to take shape, the challenges lurking in the shadows emerged with unexpected intensity. For Elena, the kitchen that had once been her sanctuary now echoed with doubts. Every new recipe, every innovative twist on a traditional dish was accompanied by an internal debate. Was her art destined to remain confined within the humble walls of her bistro, or could it truly break free and captivate a wider audience? Late nights in her modest kitchen became a battleground of self-criticism, where the clatter of pans was drowned out by the whispers of uncertainty. Critics had praised her before, but with every new venture, the stakes were higher, and the fear of failure loomed large. At the same time, Alex found himself caught in the relentless tide of corporate responsibilities. His days were a blur of high-stakes board meetings and strategic decisions, each one pulling him further from the simple pleasure of culinary creativity. In the sterile confines of boardrooms, his mind raced through balance sheets and profit margins, yet it was the memory of a simmering pot or the aroma of freshly baked bread that kept his heart alight. The duality of his existence was stark, a formidable CEO on one hand and a secret lover of food on the other. Every time he attempted to merge these two worlds, he felt the weight of expectation from both sides. Investors questioned the practicality of merging luxury with heartfelt cuisine, and each skeptical glance or pointed remark during meetings chipped away at his resolve. The pressure intensified when external forces began to conspire against their dream. Rival restaurateurs threatened by the innovative concept, and cautious investors, reluctant to deviate from proven formulas, orchestrated subtle moves to stall their progress. For Elena, these setbacks were more than business obstacles. They were personal affronts to her creative spirit. She found herself standing before a mirror in the quiet of the night, questioning whether her passion for food could ever transcend the constraints of a conventional business model. In the midst of these mounting challenges, Alex and Elena each grappled with their inner demons. Their collaboration, once a beacon of hope, now had to contend with the harsh realities of ambition. Yet, even as the heat of the challenge bore down upon them, both began to realize that pressure, however formidable, could also be the catalyst for transformation. Their struggle was not just about overcoming external sabotage. It was about conquering the internal battles that threatened to silence their true passions. As the weeks passed, the excitement of early collaboration gave way to an environment fraught with uncertainty and mounting pressure. Both Alex and Elena found themselves standing at the precipice of a venture that promised revolutionary change, but now the weight of expectations threatened to overwhelm them. In the glossy corridors of corporate headquarters, investors began to voice concerns. Detailed spreadsheets and projections were scrutinized under a harsher light than ever before. Alex found himself repeatedly defending the viability of merging luxury with heartfelt artisanal cuisine. Every financial forecast came with skeptical questions about scaling a restaurant that dared to be different, and each critique left him with a lingering sense of doubt. The very strategies he once championed now seemed like fragile constructs under relentless pressure. Meetings that once sparked innovative ideas now turned into battlegrounds where his every decision was dissected and challenged. Meanwhile, in the warm, familiar confines of her kitchen, Elena was facing her own relentless barrage of challenges. The small bistro, once a sanctuary where creativity flowed freely, now felt like an incubator of heightened expectations and personal scrutiny. Every dish she crafted was weighed against an ever-growing list of what-ifs. What if her innovations were too radical for the mainstream? What if her passion was deemed impractical in the eyes of a profit-driven market? The criticisms from rival restaurateurs, whispered behind closed doors and spread through industry circles, only deepened her internal struggle. Elena's nights became long and solitary, as she pored over new recipes and revised menus, searching for that elusive balance between artistic expression and commercial success. Amidst this chaos, rumors of corporate sabotage began to surface. Insiders hinted at backdoor deals and secret meetings among those who doubted the bold new venture. These whispers of betrayal seeped into both Alex's and Elena's worlds, creating an atmosphere of mistrust. Alex, burdened by the dual challenge of maintaining his corporate empire and nurturing their dream, began to question if the relentless pressures were worth the risk. Elena, in turn, wrestled with the fear that her culinary artistry might never be able to flourish beyond the boundaries of a small bistro. Together, they realized that the stakes were not just financial or reputational, they were deeply personal. Their combined journey was evolving into a high-wire act where one misstep could spell disaster. Yet, Even as the forces against them intensified, the simmering embers of their shared dream refused to be extinguished. The rising stakes had transformed their endeavor into a crucible of creativity and resilience, setting the stage for a confrontation with fate that would test both their resolve and their belief in the transformative power of passion. Late one autumn evening, as twilight draped the city in a muted glow, Alex sat alone in his office, the gentle hum of the air conditioner mingling with the restless beating of his heart. Despite the day's triumphant breakthroughs, a heavy cloud of doubt and anxiety hovered over him. Reports of behind-the-scenes sabotage, whispered betrayals, and unexpected financial setbacks had shaken his confidence. His mind replayed every conversation and every raised eyebrow from the investor meetings, moments that now felt like subtle indictments of his dream. The line between his corporate persona and the passionate chef he longed to be blurred dangerously, leaving him to question if he was losing himself in the struggle. Across town, in the modest yet bustling kitchen of Elena's bistro, the simmering pots and clattering utensils mirrored the turbulence within her. The creative spark that once lit up her every dish now flickered under the strain of mounting pressures. Elena's staff, usually a close-knit group bound by shared passion, began voicing their own uncertainties. Rumors of internal discontent and the fear of compromising artistic integrity for commercial gain created an atmosphere thick with tension. Late at night, while the bistro was empty, Elena would stand by the counter, her gaze fixed on the countertop as if searching for answers in the reflective surface. The betrayal she had felt, both from external forces and from those she trusted, cut deep, intensifying her internal conflict between staying true to her art and embracing a broader vision. Fate would not allow their struggles to remain isolated. In a moment of desperation, Alex arranged a midnight meeting at an abandoned rooftop lounge overlooking the city. The space, with its echoing silence and sweeping views of twinkling lights, became a confessional for two souls caught between worlds. There, beneath a sky littered with stars, Alex and Elena faced each other. The air was thick with unsaid words and simmering anger as they recounted their fears and frustrations. "I feel like every step forward is met with a force pushing us back," Elena confessed, her voice trembling with a mixture of resolve and vulnerability. "I worry that my passion is being exploited, that the art I love is being reduced to mere business metrics." Alex's eyes, usually so steely and resolute, softened with empathy and regret. "I'm torn, Elena," he admitted. "Every board meeting, every critique, it's like I'm losing parts of who I once was. I'm caught between the relentless world of business and the simple, honest joy of cooking." Their conversation, raw and unfiltered, became a crucible where personal demons and professional betrayals were laid bare. In that shared moment of honesty, they realized that their conflicts, internal doubts, external sabotage, and the painful sting of betrayal were not signs of failure, but the heat necessary to forge something resilient and transformative. Despite the simmering conflicts, a fragile yet undeniable trust began to rekindle between them, promising that even the most turbulent of storms could refine and redefine their shared dream. The storm outside mirrored the turmoil within as Alex and Elena reached their lowest point. The latest blow, a major investor abruptly withdrawing support amid escalating rumors of sabotage, had shattered the fragile momentum of their venture. In the cold silence of a rain-soaked night, both found themselves standing at the edge of giving up. Alex's office, once a sanctuary of precision and purpose, now felt like a confessional of shattered dreams. The relentless clatter of raindrops on the window pane punctuated his thoughts as he stared at a single, blinking cursor on his laptop screen. Every financial forecast, every strategic plan, now seemed like a relic of a hope too fragile to sustain. His mind replayed every setback and every betrayal, weighing down his heart with the realization that the very passion he had longed to reconnect with might be slipping away. Elsewhere, in the dim light of her nearly empty bistro, Elena was locked in a silent struggle. the vibrant kitchen that once pulsed with creative energy now echoed with the sound of her own despair. Surrounded by half-prepared ingredients and a scattering of unused utensils, she questioned every choice that had led her to this moment. The relentless pressure to transform her art into a commercial triumph had dulled the spark that had always defined her culinary journey. When the weight of their individual battles became too much, fate intervened once more. In a moment of serendipity, Alex and Elena found themselves drawn to an old, abandoned warehouse, a place that had once been repurposed as an art space. With nowhere else to go, they met there, the raw, unrefined surroundings in stark contrast to the polished veneer of their previous endeavors. In that desolate space, under the stark glow of a single, flickering light, they finally allowed themselves to be vulnerable. Elena's voice trembled as she confessed, "I'm scared that my passion isn't enough, that I'm losing who I am in all this noise." Alex, his usual reserve shattered, admitted, "Every decision feels like a betrayal of who I used to be, of the chef I once dreamed of becoming." In that honest exchange, the shared pain became a catalyst for transformation. The ruins around them symbolized not an end, but the fertile ground for rebirth. They decided then to strip away the corporate layers and the relentless pressure, rediscovering the raw, unfiltered passion that had first drawn them together. As the rain eased outside, they began to sketch a new vision, one that celebrated vulnerability as strength, creativity as resistance, and their combined journey as a testament to rebirth. The breaking point had become the very crucible in which their renewed dreams were forged. On the night of the grand opening, the restaurant pulsed with an electrifying energy. The space, an elegant fusion of modern minimalism and rustic charm, was filled with a diverse crowd of discerning critics, influential investors, and curious food enthusiasts. The air was rich with the aroma of innovative dishes, each plate a delicate balance of art and science. For Alex and Elena, this was more than a debut. It was the culmination of every late-night brainstorming session, every sacrifice made on the journey so far. Inside the gleaming dining hall, every detail had been meticulously planned. Soft ambient lighting cast gentle shadows over bespoke table settings, while subtle musical undertones provided a soothing backdrop. At the helm of this carefully orchestrated debut, Elena moved with both grace and determination. In the bustling kitchen, she led her team like a conductor guiding an orchestra, each movement a testament to years of passion and perseverance. Every sizzling pan and aromatic garnish carried a piece of her soul, a stark contrast to the sterile, profit-driven world she had once felt confined to. Across the room, Alex navigated the crowd with measured confidence, engaging with investors and easing their skepticism with well-chosen words and reassuring nods. Yet beneath his composed exterior, his heart pounded with the weight of responsibility and the fear of repeating past failures. As whispers of rival restaurateurs' attempts to undermine their efforts filtered through the room, a palpable tension gripped him. The media cameras flashed incessantly, capturing each moment of triumph and tension alike. The turning point came unexpectedly. A renowned food critic, known for his acerbic reviews and uncompromising standards, took center stage to challenge the culinary experience on offer. In that charged moment, the critic's probing questions and pointed remarks hung heavily in the air, as if daring Elena and her team to falter. With a steady resolve that belied her inner turmoil, Elena retreated into the kitchen and re-emerged with an entirely reimagined signature dish. Every ingredient was chosen with precision, every flavor honed to perfection. A daring symphony that fused tradition with modernity. Simultaneously, Alex orchestrated a calm response to the growing media frenzy, his strategic insights diffusing the tension with a blend of charm and authority. As the first bite of Elena's dish was savored by the critic, a hush fell over the room. In that silent, electrifying moment, the balance tipped in their favor. The critic's furrowed brow softened into a reluctant smile, and applause broke out among the onlookers. In that grand showdown, amid the glare of flashing cameras and the weight of expectation, Alex and Elena not only defended their dream, but redefined it. Their combined passion, resilience, and unyielding belief in the transformative power of art had turned the grand opening into a resounding declaration. True innovation rises, even under the harshest scrutiny. In the quiet days after the grand opening, the restaurant's energy transformed from the adrenaline of the debut into a steady, exhilarating rhythm. The walls that once echoed with anxious preparation now resonated with the lively chatter of satisfied diners. Critics, once stern and skeptical, had become ardent champions of Elena's innovative creations. Every glowing review and heartfelt compliment felt like a validation of the blood, sweat, and tears that both Alex and Elena had poured into their dream. For Alex, this success was a revelation. The roar of the bustling dining room, punctuated by bursts of laughter and clinking glasses, reminded him that he no longer had to sacrifice his soul at the altar of corporate pragmatism. Here, strategy and passion coexisted in perfect harmony. Each new reservation, every delighted customer, was a testament to the fact that he could be both a shrewd CEO and a fervent lover of food. The balancing act that had once seemed impossible now felt like a carefully orchestrated symphony, where every note, whether a fiscal triumph or a culinary innovation, contributed to a masterpiece. In the warmth of the kitchen, Elena experienced a transformation of her own. The cramped confines of her old bistro were replaced by a spacious, vibrant setting that encouraged her creativity to run wild. Her dishes, each meticulously crafted with ingredients that told a story, spoke not only of her heritage, but also of her fearless ambition. With every plate served, she reclaimed the voice that had been stifled by doubt and the pressure to conform. The once persistent whispers of "what if" were now drowned out by the clamor of success, and her confidence soared as patrons returned time and again, eager to experience the magic of her culinary art. As weeks turned into months, the restaurant emerged as a beacon of innovation, a place where art and business blended seamlessly. Alex and Elena often found themselves reflecting on the tumultuous journey that had led them here. Late one evening, as they stood together watching the city lights from the rooftop terrace, a deep sense of fulfillment settled between them. They had not only defied external expectations, but had also surmounted the internal battles that had once threatened to derail their dreams. Together, they had forged a new recipe for success, one where vulnerability was strength, passion was the secret ingredient, and true innovation blossomed when disparate worlds intertwined. Their journey stood as a powerful reminder that when one dares to follow the heart, even the most unlikely ingredients can create something extraordinary. In the soft glow of a new dawn, the restaurant had become more than just a business. It was a living testament to transformation and the power of dreams realized. As the city stirred awake outside, Alex and Elena stood together on the rooftop terrace, their eyes tracing the endless horizon. The gentle hum of the urban morning mingled with the quiet contentment of two souls who had found their true calling, not just in success, but in authenticity. Over the months following the grand opening, the restaurant had grown into a vibrant hub of creativity and culture, drawing in patrons from all walks of life, each one eager to experience the delicate balance of innovation and tradition found in every dish and every detail of the dining experience. For Alex, every new reservation was a reminder that he no longer had to choose between his strategic mind and his heartfelt passion for food. The corporate rigor that once defined him had softened into a careful, deliberate art of merging commerce with culinary dreams. Elena, too, had evolved. The spark of vulnerability that had once haunted her now burned brightly, fueling her creativity with renewed purpose. Her kitchen was a sanctuary of experimentation and storytelling, where each plate conveyed a unique narrative of struggle, resilience, and triumph. The lessons learned from her early days in a cramped bistro were now the foundation of a bold, dynamic culinary vision, one that refused to be boxed in by convention. Together, they had built something extraordinary. Their journey had taught them that success was not measured solely by profit margins or accolades, but by the courage to pursue one's true passion, even when the world demanded conformity. They had discovered that vulnerability was not a weakness, but a vital ingredient in the recipe of innovation. In embracing the future, Alex and Elena knew that the road ahead would be filled with new challenges and opportunities alike. Yet fortified by their shared experiences and the transformative power of their combined dreams, they were ready to face whatever came next. As the first rays of sunlight kissed the city skyline, their hearts swelled with hope. They envisioned not only expanding their restaurant's reach, but also inspiring others to find the courage to follow their own passions. In that radiant moment, the past was honored, the present celebrated, and the future welcomed. A future where passion, perseverance, and the willingness to dream boldly could indeed change the world. Hope you enjoyed this wonderful story by Green Tea Tales. Help our channel to grow by like, share, comments, and subscribe. Thank you.